Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Uchenna. Uh, in this video, I want to talk about this game called life. I have grown, to see life, as a game of sorts. Of course, it's a very serious game while we are alive, until we are gone. When we are gone, then our game ends there. So, the message for today basically is to understand what game we're playing in life and why we are playing that game and how we can play the game, to win for ourselves. Basically, now this game has been going on for a very long time. It's the game of nature, the game of creation. Game, of course, is an analogy for our experience on Earth. So yeah, we are thrown into this game. It's like we're handed down the baton, from people that have been playing the game before us and people that have died and gone, our ancestors, then our parents that have handed us down the game, have handed us the baton, to continue whatever the game was that whatever the game is that is being played. So there are two levels to the game, of course. There's the social game, political game that's going on already, the cultural game. Then there's the personal game that you also play with yourself, and how you interact with the cultural and collective game that we are all playing. So, in essence, we just need to know our strengths. First of all, we need to understand that the game is not fair. It's not. It hasn't really been fair all the while, and some of us don't get a very good start in the game. Some people get a good start somehow, in the sense of positioning yourself, in the sense of what you were handed down, in the sense of the cards that we were dealt. But regardless of the cards that we were handed down, we have a duty, an obligation, a responsibility, to play the game to the best of our ability, while we are here. So there are many facets of the game, like I've mentioned. Every single aspect of our lives can be considered, as that kind of game, the health game. We have to make choices of our food, the food we take in, and everything. There's the mental game. Well, I'm just using game for whatever, but overall, we're trying to achieve something. And when you're trying to achieve something for yourself, then you need a plan for the game. The plan will determine, your strategy and how you go about doing what you do. So you need to be conscious, first of all. We need to make a conscious choice of what games we're going to play in life. Then study that game, because you can't win in a game if you don't know the rules of the game. You need to know the rules. You need to know if you can even play. You need to know what role you have to play in the game. It's a teamwork game. So that's how it works. For myself, I think I'm playing the spiritual game. And that's the world where I'm trying to push, to make a difference in. It's linked, to the psychological game. It's linked to the motivational, inspirational game. It is also linked, to the overall economic development game amongst nations. And so there are levels to the game: the individual, on the community level, on the national level, the racial games that we're playing, and all that. Now remember, it's a very serious game. It's a game of life and death. Yeah, so you just need to know and define for yourself what where you're going to engage in. Now, some of us, or most of us, have been groomed already, just to fit into the cultural game that is going on, and we're not really aware. So we're basically we are spectators in the game. So my own admonition, is that we should not be spectators. Rather, we should be players, active players, consciously playing, consciously creating things within the game that you're involved with. Um, then, of course, we should not allow people to shoehorn us into their own game. People, every interaction with an adult, in a way, they tend to try to bring you into whatever game they're playing. And just our mere interaction with people is also a game of sorts. We should never assume that people have the same intentions as we do. We should never assume that people have no intention too. And we should always act with intention. So you can see how multifaceted this topic is. It's basically just a topic about life and how to consciously navigate ourselves, through life by understanding human nature and understanding that people have an agenda. Maybe not every single person, but most people have a personal agenda that they're trying to reach, and they will try to recruit you, either to use you, well, most times to use you, to attain their own goals. So you need to understand that and not allow yourself to be a pawn in another person's game. So reflect on it. What game are you playing? Where have you positioned yourself? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What games do you need to drop out from or abandon? And which ones do you need to start playing seriously, on a serious level? You know, that's my message for today. It all comes back again to being aware of what we're doing, why we are here, and the purpose of our living. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in another video.